What's up guys, leftstickrightstick again with another Dreams video. Today we're going to be talking about the Dreams marketing. Is it actually an issue right now? Let's start off by saying what actually MM have done with Dreams. Monthly live streams, give on Twitter with their Q&As, via MM Alex and like the Media Molecule Twitter's accounts mostly. At E3 they showed brief interlude clips and they had a massive music show. Got loads and loads of sort of interviews here and there with lots of different other publications. They've done quite a few things, but nothing really big, showy and impactful beyond maybe the music show at E3. Although apparently not many people knew exactly what that really was. Let's sort of compare how other games have been doing as well. So before we delve into is that really enough, we're gonna compare what other games have really done. Very similar stuff, probably without the monthly live streams. They have an active Twitter account. They usually have big shows at E3 as well, big trailers, massive adverts everywhere, and obviously everyone does the regular interviews and reviews and sort of advance notice on publications and stuff. That's sort of what most games tend to do for marketing, sort of like God of War and like No Man's Sky, Detroit even. They're plastered everywhere, posters everywhere, adverts everywhere, video adverts everywhere, get yourself known. Then you also have other games like Minecraft is massively big, but let's not forget Minecraft. When they started off, there was no commercial marketing at all until after it had already been popular through word of mouth. You don't want Dreams to sort of emulate the marketing track of like No Man's Sky, where massive hype everywhere, massive adverts. No Man's Sky was plastered everywhere. Minecraft, however, has some similar aspects of Dreams, similar to maybe No Man's Sky. Sort of there's a lot of unknown in the actual final game. For that aspect, Minecraft is also similar to that. There's quite a bit unknown in the final game, and they were wildly successful through a very minimal marketing campaign. Now you may say that Minecraft is an indie game, No Man's Sky is a AAA game, and so therefore you shouldn't really be having the same sort of marketing. The way I see it, the only real difference between an indie game and a AAA game is sort of the amount of people working on it and the budget that they have. And just because they have more budget doesn't mean you need to waste it on actually just marketing just because you can. I feel like the importance of marketing is more dependent on the type of game that it is rather than what you have necessarily at your disposal, because No Man's Sky had quite a terrible launch, and then as we all know, even with LBP, bad press can stick with a game for a very, very long time, and I think that is the main problem here. If you have such a massive launch, any sort of negative at the beginning of a game is going to impact the rest of the life of the game. So it might be all well and good to have a massive and impressive launch, but when you're a game that heavily relies players to stay with the game and keep on playing, that can be completely detrimental to the whole game itself, which is why I feel like Dreams shouldn't have any massive launch or massive push. And in marketing, there's been a general shift towards being more geared towards word of mouth, as it's a more powerful tool, because you're always going to trust someone recommending to you more that personally, rather than just some faceless poster, some video online. Yes, it might get you a little interested, but what your friend says about a game that he maybe likes or is very interested in is probably going to sway you much more than a random marketing piece. Which brings me to the point, does Dreams need to attract a wider audience day one? And I feel like the answer to that is no. Dreams doesn't really need a massive launch. Because when you think about it, most players are probably going to be more interested in playing aspect more than the creating aspect. The whole creating aspect probably considered more niche. Most people will be wanting to play all the creations that are being made. And if you just, have a massive wider audience day one, you may not have all the content that will actually keep those players with Dreams. Yes, we will have the beta, and then hopefully the beta will be long enough. But as we all know, and we've said a lot in our other videos, good quality creations are going to take time. And it's not like they're going to be able to be there day one, day two, or like even first week. And so while it's been confirmed that sort of the beta stuff should be transferred over to launch, I still feel like that may not be enough to satisfy a massive launch. It's about making sure that your massive new player base that you get on day one is actually going to enjoy what they get in the game, so that they stick around and play it more. So if you have a whole bunch of people coming in playing it on day one or whatever, and there's not quite the level of content that they expect, that's going to make them not like the game will have a bad impression of Dreams, and they spread the message that, oh, actually Dreams is not as great as they say it is. And like I was saying with word of mouth is always more powerful. Then you spread a more negative message going forward. So at the very, very least, I feel like there shouldn't be any massive marketing push, at least until after the beta, because that way at least MM can be sure what type of stuff has been created by the community and to assess whether they can actually be able to get masses of players that they attract with a massive marketing push to stick around with Dreams. And as we know, like with LBP3, it had a really negative launch, and that just keeps spreading out, even though it's much more stable now, and people just keep coming back to it and go, oh, but I heard it's really bad, it's really bad. It's all about people hearing that it's really bad, and they just never want to come back to it, even though the situation has completely changed. It's really hard to reverse a widely spread negative perspective on the game, whereas it's much better to just have it slowly build up. Yes, it's fine, not much marketing. That's not really a negative of the game itself, so that's perfectly acceptable, because when people play it, they aren't going to care if it was marketed well or not. They just care if the game itself is good. The success of a launch isn't determined by the size of the launch itself, how many sales copies it has on day one or the first week or whatever. It's ultimately down to what people actually say about your game after launch. And going by how flexible Sony have been with MM and everything, it's probably quite clear that they also won't be too pressuring of MM to ensure huge numbers in sales day one. But then even after the beta, when we might have a lot more creations to go off and MM has more variety to work with for their marketing, it may not be enough to sort of warrant the level of marketing pushes that people expect. Big posters, glasses everywhere and whatnot. And to me, Dreams is more of a game where you'll be more interested in it once you get more hands-on with it. Having masses of video marketing, TV adverts, posters or whatnot isn't really gonna help with Dreams, in my opinion, which sort of brings me on why a massive marketing push won't work and what should be done. Why won't a massive marketing push work? Because the main issue boils down to the question, what is Dreams? The scope of Dreams is so vast. It allows you to make and watch movies, allows you to paint or sculpt things. You can play racing games, you can play first-person shooters, you can play platformers, you can play mini games. There's so many different categories of things going on that it can create a lot of confusion for people looking at the advert. There's sort of an element of paradox of choice. When there's too much choice available, you don't know what to decide on. Similarly, showing that there's lots of different categories of things you can do in Dreams makes the person think, oh, what is it actually? And then the main core element of Dreams, the whole creating aspect, is quite a niche concept. So again, with like No Man's Sky and Minecraft, they have a much more defined frame. Minecraft was sort of exploring a procedurally generated world where you can actually mine materials and create stuff. That's its core. So while people have gone on to make worlds, been really creative with the whole Minecraft system, it all boils down to actually mining materials and crafting other materials or items. No Man's Sky, yes, all the worlds are procedurally generated and whatnot, but then you are a space explorer visiting different planets. That's their frame. Dreams, however, doesn't really have that frame. It just has lots of things going on. You can create. That is their main message. Even the story mode has sort of been designed around being able to showcase what you can do and the variety of stuff that you can do with Dreams. And that is quite a niche concept. So not everyone's actually going to like that to begin with. And the people who want sort of the TV adverts and everything, what is that going to achieve? What would you put in that TV advert? Are you going to show that, oh, you can create some stuff? Or are you going to show that there's lots of different games going on that you can play? Because the only cohesive message that you can really send out is the whole creation aspect, which they have been doing through various streams, publication, interviews. They've been selling the whole create aspect. And E3, they've shown what they create. And it's all about just generating buzz for people to go to their booths to actually check it out at the game shows. Variety on its own is not exactly an enticing premise for the large majority of people. And when you have an advert that shows you lots of different gameplays that can be completely different stylistically, which can be seen from my MM's team's creations video, especially, with the way PlayStation adverts sort of work. They have the PlayStation at the end, whatnot, or even if you put the exclusively on PlayStation, people might just think that it's an advert for PlayStation and not the Dreams game itself. Again, that can also lead to more confusion. So in that sort of aspect, showing off multiple different game styles, as it were, wouldn't necessarily be such a strong selling point as a lot of people believe. And with all the news going around the world, clearly it's shown that targeted marketing is much more effective than general marketing. And so that's why I feel like the approach of Dreams marketing marketing should be very targeted through like YouTubers and word of mouth, where people who just interact with the game and they find their niche within the game. So say for example sports games or racing games, that's what they like to play, and then they share all the different racing games available in Dreams, and then people will get Dreams to play those racing games. Once they get onto that, then they'll also find the other things available in Dreams, and they'll explore the community that way. I mean, has sort of like a 10-year plan for Dreams, so it's not like Dreams is going to be going anywhere soon. There's going to be more updates and things added on to Dreams. So in the worst case scenario, if they really were lacking the players, there's sort of like the fallback option of putting on PlayStation Plus to attract more players, which is almost like an instant boost of player base. So if Dreams ever does need that extra push, all they really need to do is put it on PlayStation Plus, and they're pretty much sorted that way. So when you look at it, all these things together, it doesn't seem like there's actually anything really wrong with Dreams marketing, at least from my point of view. And I'd really hate to see Dreams sort of have a terrible launch like No Man's Sky and like Little Big Planet 3. I feel like that is just much more worse for Dreams in the long run, and it's much safer to just slowly grow up and attract your audience that way than to have a massive launch. Dreams is not like God of War, where they already know that they already have a wider audience attention and they know they're going to get sales. So the marketing is more just to remind people this is the day it comes out, get it then. I see Dreams as sort of growing from a small community and expanding as time goes on. So let me know what you think about Dreams marketing in the comments below. What would you like to see done with Dreams in terms of marketing? Let's get discussing in the comments. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys check out all the other Dreams videos like the Teams Creations video we have, and subscribe for more to come. So hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.